Oftentimes, people talk about confidence like some sort of superpower that is only available to a limited few. Some actually believe some people are born confident, but I don't think that. I think confidence is something that anyone can build. Some confidence is something you can work on as a person, regardless of how you were born, regardless of any of the other factors. But the thing is, confidence requires you to put yourself in situations that are uncomfortable. And as humans, we try to avoid uncomfortable situations. It's almost like if you're the kind of person who's trying to work on your physical strength, your muscles, you need to make up your mind and get into the gym and do the actual work. You need to look at your diets and look at what you're eating, what you're consuming and putting in your body and make the necessary adjustments that is required. But the problem is people try to avoid uncomfortable situations. We as humans don't like to be in uncomfortable situations, so we avoid it. We don't like the noise at the gym. We don't like people staring at us at the gym. We don't like the idea of working out at the gym and it makes, you look like you don't know what you're doing. We hate that because it makes us uncomfortable. So guess what? We avoid the gym overall, like no one gets there. And when that happens, no growth happens. You don't see any growth in your muscles because you're not doing the work that is actually required for you to build the muscles that you're trying to build. That is exactly the same thing when it comes to confidence. You need to put yourself out in situations that are uncomfortable. For example, if you're kind of person who want to become, a better speaker, for example, you need to go out more. You need to raise up your hands more. When people ask you, do you have questions? You need to get on stages more. And as uncomfortable as they are, you need to remind yourself why you're doing it. You're not just doing it for fun. This is an exercise. You're doing something, you're building, and you have to be comfortable with the idea of not being comfortable. And in that way, you will start to build the mental muscles that is required. Again, if I want to use the gym analogy, like going into the gym, doing the work, it's not going to be perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect when you go. You can mess up, but you're going. And that is exactly the same thing that happens when it comes to confidence. Think about any aspect of your life, whatever area that you struggle with. You need to be comfortable to expose yourself. Feel exposed, feel stupid, whatever you want to call it, feel cringy even. If you want to become a content creator, you need to be comfortable with being cringy. That's another example. You're not going to be cringy forever. You're going to be cringy for a while. And over time, you become better at what you're doing, what you're saying, whatever field, whatever aspect of your life, that you're trying to be better at. So it's one of those things that I've heard a lot of people talk about confidence, and especially, people walk up to me, they're like, oh my God, you're so confident. Like, what's the secret? Like, how do you become this confident? And I feel like it's so important for me to share some of these things because now I think I've matured into myself and, I'm a lot more confident and I don't care about things that I would care about like years ago. But people don't normally see, the entire process. This is one of the reasons why I think it's so important for me to share some of these things because confidence isn't a superpower. Everyone who is confident in whatever way at some point felt stupid. And that is the mentality you have to be comfortable with. You can't be perfect the first day straight off the bat. You need to feel stupid. You need to laugh at yourself, but you need to see it as a process. You need to ask questions. You need to really feel silly. Don't be afraid of being silly because that's how you learn. That's how you grow. That's how you become confident. Confidence is just something that like appears overnight. It's not something that is there. A lot of people do the work underground, so it might feel like they're not doing the work, but they actually are. It's just about putting yourself in uncomfortable situation. And as human nature, we hate uncomfortable situations. We just avoid it. It's just part of human nature. So next time you feel uncomfortable in any situation, you need to ask yourself, like, why am I uncomfortable in this situation? Is it because I feel less confident? And if that is the case, that is when you need to actually confront what that is and, Approach it from a place of curiosity. Don't approach it from a place of expertise. Just be curious, because when you're curious, you keep an open mind and you learn one or two things in the process instead of beating yourself up for not being perfect or for not being 100%. So I hope you found this video useful. This is my second video. I promised myself I will be picking up my phone or picking up my camera and I will be recording one video a day. And this is the second video. This is a segue from my last video that I posted yesterday. So I hope you found this video useful. If you did, make sure you like it, subscribe, drop a comment, and I'll see you in the next video.